microdots to provide extra grip on them. The High-Vis, Majid, D-Rock, ANSI cut level A4s are extremely cut resistant, very high-vis, very, very good and excellent gloves. A lot of our people on the site wear these. And it also depends upon the task. Now, that's just a line drawn on there from the dirt on the band, but there is no cut there whatsoever. We also have the 212 performance gloves, Axe 360s. Their impact cut level is 3, but they're part of the Cut 5 series. All right, these are coated with nitrile on the palm and the impact, the rubber on the back. Now, banding can cut easily, through the rubber. So you can see right there, just like you would on a tire or something like that. But the actual glove itself, it's not going to cut through. Pretty good and effective with banding. So wearing these gloves is absolutely the best way to protect ourselves. A lot of people will go out there and just take off their gloves to smoke, to get on their cell phone, to eat or whatever while they're walking along, and then forget to put them back on. Our policy for our site is anytime you are out in the work area, you have to have gloves on. Want those on, por favor. And if not, then that is something that needs to be reported up. I hold all the foremen and all the supervisors accountable on our site because I don't want there to be any hand injury that could easily have been prevented. Now our racking guys, and depending upon what the other tasks are, also wear additional Kevlar sleeves. I was just out at the ore table and they have some other sleeves I'm looking at that are graphene and a lot cooler and a lot less itchy, but these Kevlar sleeves protect very well from the sharp edges, from the pearl edges, and from banding. The reason I'm bringing them up is because FPL sent out it wasn't a red edge bulletin, it was an email blast recently about an injury that an independent contractor sustained when they were bundling up some of that banding and throwing it away, and a piece very similar to this whipped back, and because it was cut at kind of a sharp angle, like so, it pierced through their arm. They ended up getting three sutures to their arm and being a recordable injury. The Kevlar sleeve, it's going to protect a lot from stuff like this, just like the gloves are. But the normal sleeves that we have, I mean, not so much, right? And you can easily have an injury when you're not even expecting it.
Does that get you? Looks like a gunshot. What the heck?
It's called movie magic. It's movie magic. It can easily cause a laceration, causing sutures, and hurt somebody if we aren't cautious with this banding. We use metal banding all over the site. Proper housekeeping, wearing the right gloves, wearing the right PPE, and looking out for each other, being our brothers and sisters keeper, is all things that's going to help us prevent injuries like this from happening. Now, I would not be any kind of former medic if I didn't talk a little bit about first aid. I'm not going to give a first aid class. You are not authorized or certified to do first aid after this. But remember, whenever you do have a wound that is bleeding, the best thing that you can do, I don't want to get my glove all messy. The best thing that you can do is, first thing, before I get there, before the safety department gets there, is direct pressure. Hold direct pressure. Holding direct pressure stops the majority amount of bleeding, but sometimes you hit an artery. At that point, you would want to provide even more pressure by putting gauze or a wad of paper or something like that on, and then holding it on with something like cling wrap or an ace wrap.
Duct tape, Tyler, ain't gonna work?
Duct tape will work fine. Duct tape, I was so proud of one of my Marines in Iraq. He had a guy that was wounded, and I went over there to check him out, and he had a duct tape right onto on the wound. I was like, hell yeah, good job, guy. All right. The other thing that you can do is raise the extremity up above the level of their heart. All right. That helps. Gravity does work. Stops it. Helps prevent bleeding. We have blood stopper sponges and different things that we can use in the safety department to help prevent this, or to help treat this. Does anybody have any questions?
So no sticking your fingers in the wound and pinching the artery.
Talk about that later. All right, guys, thank you all.